Liam Rosenior to Chelsea is done. Yeah, it's happening. It's happening. It is happening. But will he succeed at Chelsea? That's the question. Now let's get into that. But before we do, how about you hit the like, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. If you're not new, you're returning. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Thank you for the like, the support, and everything. But if you haven't hit the subscribe yet, please do that. Now you can also comment something. Listen, I don't care what you comment. If you just I don't care. Just say comment something. Let me know you're there. Thank you very much. Welcome to Famous Football. I'm your host Nate, and let's chat football. Let's get into it. Yeah, Liam Rosenior to Chelsea is done. At this point, we're waiting for the confirmation, right? We hear from Fabrizio Romano that the talk was positive and all of that good stuff. I also read on X that they're waiting for Chelsea is waiting to appoint the new manager for Strasbourg, and once that's done, then they can go ahead and announce Liam Rosenior as well. And I think that's the only thing that is left, right? And I think Liam Rosenior is also reported that he might be in charge for Chelsea next game. Now, the assistant coach, McFarlane, will still be there for the game against Fulham, right, on Wednesday. He will be in charge for that game. But after that, it's expected that on Saturday, Rosenior will be in charge for the game, the Chelsea game away, right? I think is it the cup game? I think it's the FA Cup, I think. But will he succeed at Chelsea? Now, that's the question, but we're going to get into all of that, right? Now, Liam Rosenior to Chelsea, people looking at a couple other people and think that they should be they will be, not even should, they will be the beneficiary of coming into Chelsea, right? Now, you can also look at the young players in Chelsea squad and whatnot, that they will also be the beneficiaries, right? The Esteval, right? The Andre Santos, the Hato, right? We see all of that. They might benefit from him coming to the club. Now, will it be because he wants them to play, or because he thinks they are good, or is it because the board will be influencing those decisions? Because we know part of the reason that they and Maresca didn't get along was because of that, because they didn't see any reason why some of those players wasn't playing. And the reason they wanted them to play is because they wanted their market value to increase. So they don't just want them sitting on the bench, right? So it's more like a business-oriented type of thing, right? So they prompted Maresca to make these people play or put them in the game to play so their market value can increase and then they can flip them. It's like they're doing like a real estate type of business, yeah? You buy a house, you flip it, you get more money type of thing, right? It's pretty much what Chelsea is doing in terms of the transfer market. So, but people look at Andre Santos, for instance, right? Everybody look at him and think he's going to be the one, right, that benefits for it a lot. But the thing is that I don't think so. The reality is, I don't think so. I still think he's still going to be the second fiddle to the Casado and the Enzo Fernandez role, right? He's still going to be that second fiddle. And I know Chelsea probably trying to increase his market value to be able to get a little bit of money from him if the club do come in for him, because I know they have interest in Fermin Lopez as well. So when they bring in Fermin Lopez, maybe he might be that guy that make room. But I don't think it would be wise for Chelsea to let go of Andre Santos. I think they should keep him as that Casado replacement, or understudy, or whatever way you want to call it, and then bring in Fermin Lopez that can also kind of go exchange with Enzo Fernandez as well if the need be, right? So I don't think getting rid of him, now you can get rid of Isugu, but Andre Santos, keep it. But everybody's looking at him going, he's going to be the one to benefit from this particular deal that Liam Rosenior to Chelsea, right? I don't think so. Now, we saw it with Maresca. When Maresca came to Chelsea, they brought in Kenyan Dewsbury because they thought Kenyan Dewsbury coming will help, will help smooth the transition of Maresca implementing his idea. But that didn't happen, right? You have the lack of Casado, the lack of Andre Santos, and now Regime is also in the midfield, right, as well. So it's even far more difficult, right, for him to be able to get as much playing time as possible, right? Now, I'm not saying Santos is not good or he's not quality. Now, you just heard me talk about Chelsea keeping him, so you should know that I do rate this guy. And considering what he did for us this game against City, right, I do rate him, and I know there's quality in there, and I know there's something in there with him, right? So listen, but do I think he's going to be getting way more playing time than he was getting on the Maresca? Possibly, right? Because like I said, the owners could be influencing this decision to be able to increase his value. So if they get to sell him, or maybe to get clubs to come in and bring in far more money than they pay for him. So, Chelsea's doing the whole business thing. And but yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen as well. I don't think he's gonna get a starting position in front of any one of those two people. I don't think that's going to happen. And considering the fact that Rich Jim is also in there as well, so I don't think that's going to happen. But I don't know what I don't know what Liam Rosenior is going to do, but we will see. And we also know that Liam Delap also worked with him, so people looking at him now. So that in a way kind of makes me look hopeful, right? Because we know Liam Rosenior has two strikers, right? When he was at Strasbourg, right? Emega, who is coming in next season, right? And then also Paticini, who is also doing phenomenal. So he has two strikers that are doing good. So now, could it be a possibility or a war wherein Liam Rosenior do something with our strikers, or Liam did not stop scoring goal, right? He stopped to score goal because he did work on him for a little bit, right? So we can hope that maybe he can do something with that, but I don't know. And then there's Ja Pedro also there too. So I don't think anybody, he can guarantee anybody a starting position. I don't really think so. Now, maybe his family or one or two people there as well, but I don't think that guarantee anybody a starting position. Now, the young players, I do think they will get minute, and that's possible, and that probably because of the bold decision. I don't think it's going to be primarily because of his decision. Now, the board's going to be influencing that decision. We know that, right? Because, like I said, they want you to get your market value up and then flip it and then sell you, right? You get the whole, it's like a whole thing. But will he succeed at Chelsea, right? That's the question. Now, everybody look at him and go, yeah, he will succeed at Chelsea, right? You see a lot of people talking about his tactics, right? I know he's a tactician, the way he moves, what he should do, right? Coming to Chelsea is exciting, right? He's young manager, full of all of these ideas. And listen, Maresca was full of all of this idea. The problem is not whether they are a tactician or not, right? We saw Maresca. I'm not saying he was a great tactician, right? He has good tactics to him. We saw him with it, especially when it comes to this big game, going against the big names, right? Head to head. We see Maresca, you sometimes comes on top, or at least put in a decent performance or a decent shape. And we see the idea of what Maresca is trying to do, and we know there's something in there. But the problem is not so much with Maresca or the tactics of Maresca, is the board influencing the decision. Now, they hired this guy as a coach to be able to coach this team, right? But now, you interfering with his coaching. You telling him who to sub in. You telling him what decision to make on the pitch. Because some of the decisions we saw Maresca made, were questionable. Not just beyond questionable, but like, you don't know what to do. Because there's no way a coach at that level should be making those type of substitution. And now we just get to find out, after he got sacked, that half of those decisions, not even half, majority of those decisions were not his. The board was influencing them, making those substitutions, bringing people on that shouldn't be coming on the page, a starting 11 that shouldn't even be a starting 11. The rotations, the mad rotation we were seeing, we know that we just found out that it was all because of the board. Maresca had nothing to do with it. If it was up to him, he would have a fixed starting 11. And the medical team, also backed by the board, were also influencing what people and who get on the pitch as well. Right? And what substitution are made. So the problem is not with the tactics or the coaches, whether or not they are tactical or not, right? So Rosenior is in tactical possibly, right? Considering what he has done at Strasbourg, you can see the idea is there, right? Great. But is it going to be the same thing with Maresca? And I think you must see that, because he's going to come in, he's going to work with the system. He's already been working with the system at Strasbourg, because we saw there have been inconsistency in that team. That's why the Strasbourg fans, right, they also been protesting about the fact that they haven't really had like a stable squad. Today this person in, tomorrow this person out, right? It's like we're sending people on loan there. There's nothing stable. They get used to them, and then they have to get used to them. You get it, right? But so it's like there's been this inconsistency. It's not just with Chelsea, but it's also with Strasbourg. And Liam Rosenior has been there managing all of that, and he haven't really complained. Whatever they gave him, he accepted, and then he worked with it. And I think that's what Chelsea is looking for. So in that regard, maybe he might be a good fit for them. But then we also saw, what's his name? Potter. Graham Paul. When he came from Brighton, right, after the sack Tuchel, right? So it's like, for me to understand this, giving me that whole grandpa or Tuchel's kind of PTSD, right? I'll be honest with you. It's giving me that whole grandpa or Tuchel type of PTSD, and I don't know what could happen. But hopefully it's not, because when Potter came, we saw what we saw, right? Like, the guy was on it, right? When I say he was on it, in the sense like, yes, man. Everything, yes. This, yes. That, yes. That, yeah. Everything the owner asked for him, he was doing it. So he was their perfect fit. The only reason they sacked him because we defense were demanding more. We defense were asking more. It wasn't going well. We weren't winning games. So that's the only reason they sacked him. They sacked him. But in terms of what they wanted, Graham Potter was their perfect guy. Perfect. Say yes to everything they asked, right? Bring 360 people, put them at the club. He said yes to it, right? All of that. And then Maresca also came in. He said yes, right, to some of these things, right? And then it get to a point. That's the thing. Once you have some sort of a pride, dignity, what's self-esteem for yourself, you're going to get fed up with this at some point because you basically a fall guy, right? Or the scapegoat for all of their mistakes, all of the decisions that we were blaming Maresca for because it was them that we should be blaming. But we didn't know. We thought Maresca was just being an idiot. But apparently the man wasn't. He was just a scapegoat. So because when you go into the press conference, he defend these things, right? And that's what they want from you. It's going to get to a point he's going to get fed up with it. But my question is this. Is Liam Rosenior will get fed up at some point? And I think he might. Because the problem is not, like I said, it's not with the tactics. It's with the structure that is at the club, right? But from a tactics standpoint, will he succeed? And you look at it, you say yes. And I know some people look at it and they say yeah because of what he's done at Strasbourg, right? And then looking at the quality of player that have been given to him at Chelsea, you would expect that he would do far better. But then again, this is Chelsea. The level is different. The demand is different, right? The pressure is high. We want more. We demand more. This is not Strasbourg. If Strasbourg win the Conference League, it's a great season for them. If we had won just the Conference League last season, it wasn't a great season for us, right? Now, what turned last season into some of a good season was the Club World Cup. Other than that, the Conference League was a must-win for us, right? So it's like the level is different, and we require more, and we demand more. So will he be able to handle the pressure? Will he be able to handle everything that comes with it? Now he's managing people, big name players, the like of Cole Palmer, Esteva, Reece James, Caicedo, Cucurella, right? And the list goes on and on. He's managing these people. Now, it's not, Emega and all of that. If Emega comes to Chelsea, he's just one of them lot, right? But at Strasbourg, he's the guy, and I get that. But you see, the level is different. That's my thing. So will he succeed at Chelsea, right? Now, he's proven to be able to work within the blue coat structure, right? So there won't be a problem. But then again, if he's not having problem with the owners, right, we will start having problem with him. Right? There where the real issue will be. Because if he's not giving us the result that we want, and there's no problem between he and the owners, there will definitely be problem between he and the fans. So the only good thing that could possibly happen, right, we getting what we want, the result, right, and everything. We getting the little trophy and all of that, right? And the boys also getting what they want. But equally so, the protest still going to happen. It's definitely happening, right? And I'm all for that. The matter of fact, I don't think anybody should even go to the game that day. Nobody should foot in that at Stamford Bridge. Everybody, just go do something else. After the protest, go home. Go watch the game from your TV. Or in fact, don't even watch now. That's a stress. But go watch the game from. Don't go to the stadium. Nothing. None of that. Yeah? Call it a day. But will he succeed? Tactically, you must say yes, right? It's not all about his tactics. It is not all about the tactics. There's more to it, right? There's bigger problems, and let's see what will happen. It could be the possibility that he is using Chelsea as a stepping stool as well. I know people say, why is he going to Chelsea? He shouldn't even be going to Chelsea. But he could be using Chelsea as a stepping stool because if it doesn't work, now maybe the lack of Brighton, the lack of West Ham, and all of these people could come in for him. And that would be a very good drop for him at his level, right? So we'll see. But again, let me know your thoughts down below. Much appreciated. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. See you in the next video. Listen, don't forget to hit the like, hit the subscribe button. See you later. Thank you very much. Cheers.